So let's talk about the demand forecasting evolution within different companies. And again, this is a generalization. So basically, we start with the shop, right? The shop in the corner. And this shop doesn't need to forecast actually, right? Because the benefits of forecasting will be very small. Because how does it work? I have 4, 5, or 10, or 100 different products. It's like doing grocery at your house. If you fall short of one of those products, you go to the other shop and you buy that product, and that's it. And there's not big opportunity costs, there's not big inventory costs, there's no customer service level satisfaction or not a very big risk about it. So there's no need for forecasting or planning basically at all. Once you have kind of a bigger size, you start having this need for planning, right? You need to understand now, you need to be more careful with your costs. So you need to plan better. And in order to do that, you start generating a forecast. Even if you have a service-based company or a product-based company, the same for both of them generate forecasts. The thing is that at this stage, you're not measuring how good you are at forecasting. Forecasting is something that you do, that you feel that the method that you're using is the correct one, and you're not quantifying how good your forecast is. That's just fitting the other part of your process. Then you understand that the forecasting side is crucial for the planning. So now, yes, you start measuring your forecast and you bring the key performance indicators, these KPIs. You bring a process like the S&OP process or the IBP process, and you start getting people and training people, and you start generating roles like the demand planning role. Not all companies have demand planners. Generally, the concept or the role of forecasting lies on two different areas. One is the commercial area, sales basically, which is most often is a place where they start, and then they shift towards supply chain to try to bring something closer to the supply, but also trying to keep it somewhat neutral to the rest of the areas. And once you start doing this and you start improving, you start realizing that you need excellence, and that in order to keep on growing in your forecasting accuracy, for it to say, on your precision, you need excellence. And for that, you need technology, and this is basically APO. You need to start getting things more objective, not about being depending on the people from the process on an individual, but start to get somewhat more objective reasoning throughout the entire process. And you start to care more about monitoring, because you need to understand where your problems lie, how good you are, and where do you need to touch bases on the process to get the best improvement, basically leverage. So what we're going to do in this training course, we're going to review 4 different topics, small videos on each one of them. We're not going to cover them completely, but let's look at these topics right now. Time series forecasting, it's about the forecasting models that are behind APO. These are statistical models. They have parameters, so we're going to look at them and see when to apply them, how to work with the parameters, etc., etc. Then we're going to go into what we call behavior and classification. So basically this is understanding your demand. Right now, at this point, we're going to try to understand if the series that I'm trying to forecast, statistically speaking, has trend, has seasonality, how big each one of them is. And the main objective of this chapter is to it's kind of not filling the blanks. I don't remember which is the exercises, but it's joining with lines what you have here in terms of your models and your demand, putting the right model for the right product or the right series. Then we're going to look at the chapter we call monitoring, and this is not just reporting, it's not just about the basic KPIs. We're going to review all the different KPIs in here and also talk about monitoring, which is again something that you do in order to improve your process, not just report it to your directors. And then we're going to talk about data cleansing, which is a crucial part in forecasting or any treatment that's mathematically driven. And this will help take your data as it is, which is raw data, which is dirty all over the place, and try to get it cleaner so that the models understand it better, so that you can get a better performance. In the next videos, we're going to start with these chapters, and we're going to do a potpourri of these different types of topics.